Sorry, I didn't hear you come in. My name is Valiant Bradley James. I'm a longtime fan of the Goosebumps books, and I recently saw the Goosebumps movie, at least the movie they made in 2015. That's not to say they made any movies in the past that I'm aware of, or any movies in the future that I know of, because it's still 2015. But, I wanted to talk about it because the Goosebumps series, is a big part of my childhood, my past, my history, and when I heard that they were making a movie, I was I was impressed, but it being Hollywood, I was also very concerned, because, Hollywood has had a track record of making some very, very poor decisions. I'm just going to say Battleship and Transformers. Just throwing those two out there. But, I heard about this, so I YouTubed, one of the trailers just to see what it looked like. And my first reaction was, it looks like they're actually putting effort into this. They're not just going, oh, hey, Goosebumps has got nostalgia for all you 20-somethings, that have money that want to see this movie and yada yada. And, yeah. One of the things that, made me go, however, was, Jack Black was in this movie. Now, no offense to Mr. Black, I love your work. Kung Fu Panda, School of Rock, I believe it was. Tenacious D, and just a lot of other films of yours that I have seen, Saving Silverman also. But yeah, they don't exactly say it outright in the trailers, but spoiler alert, he's representing Mr. Stein. Admittedly, a fictionalized version of his character, in the movie he's a bit more grumpy and mean and angry than Mr. Stein is, but, for the movie to work, you couldn't have, the nice, kindly, gentle person that Mr. Stein really is. So, they fictionalized his character a bit. But, I think he did well, honestly, after having watched the movie. So, this is my review for the movie. Goosebumps 2015. What's the story? Well, basically, Zach Scott, I believe his name was, I can't quite remember, he and his mother are moving to Madison, Delaware, because his mother, who is a, high school vice principal, found a job in Madison, Delaware. And they're moving there, unfortunately, because, Zach's father had passed away last year, and, his mom feels that to change his scenery would be good. Now, admittedly, that really, struck a chord with me, because, I lost my father when I was 6, and it's something you deal with, and it doesn't affect you as much, down the line, but it still sucks balls, and, they do some small things with it, but it's not oh, hey, it's the big part of the story, but that little detail really struck with me, so, that was something. I want to say. But, anyway, they move into this new place in Madison, Delaware, and they move next to this creepy house with this, with this young girl, Hannah, and her father, played by Jack Black. Basically, Zach gets the impression that, her father might be, doing terrible things, abusing her and stuff like that, because, he hears yelling and screaming and just bad things. So, he tries talking to his mom and eventually ends up calling the police, to investigate the situation, just for, at the time he's known as Mr. Shivers, to not be, I want to say, caught in the act of doing anything. And, the way he acts, it makes it seem like he's doing something terrible. So Zach, with his new friend, I'm not even kidding, Champion, basically, stupid little thing in the story, they explain that his parents are both great athletes. One was a great Olympian, another one was like, I forget what it was, because it's very vague, but yeah. So the two go to investigate the house, and for some odd reason find manuscripts for the Goosebumps books. But for some odd reason the books are locked. So, being curious, they grab the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena and unlock it, which unfortunately releases the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena. No joke. And then through a series of mishaps after that release, honestly, probably the face of the Goosebumps series, in my opinion, and probably in a lot of people's opinions, Slappy's released. He steals away all of the other books and begins releasing the different monsters. So you have, the Scarecrow's Walk at Midnight. I can't remember all the different characters, but and they go crazy across town. So now, Zach, Champ, Hannah, and Mr. Stein have to work together to try and stop the monsters. And they do it well, I would say. This movie is definitely made more for younger kid. Well, I'd say kids to teens. As a 20-something, it didn't appeal to me in that way. But like I said, Goosebumps is a good part of my childhood, so I was really curious to see it. And I think they did things well. The story was good. They had some really cool, interesting twists and turns throughout the story, and just seeing a bunch of different characters brought together, it's kind of cool. Some of the things that happen, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's the 100% greatest, but, it's a kid's horror movie, so, it's not going to be winning any Emmys anytime soon, so, yeah. But I would say, if you read the Goosebumps books, or if you're a young adult, kid, probably 10 to 12 to, I don't know, well, 10 to, I'd say 14, 15-ish maybe, this movie might appeal to you, or if you like the Goosebumps series. It has, some of that, a lot of humor, some horror, several jump scares, and, yeah, so it's a good movie. And that's all I really have to say about that. It was good. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, Mr. Stein, I love your work. I haven't kept up on your work, growing older and stuff, but one of the things that I really liked about this movie was it felt like those who don't know, back in 1995, Fox Kids actually had a Goosebumps TV show. It covered different stories. And, I don't want to say this felt like an episode turned into a movie, but, how they did everything, it appealed to, the teen crowd, I would say. And, that's pretty cool. They could have just, put together whatever random crap. Hey, look, there's Slappy, and there's the Abominable Snowman, and this and that, and it would have been fine, but, the people really took their time with this movie to try and make sure, that, the characters were right, the story worked well, and, it had the funny and, the horror bits. So, it works, and I'm really appreciative of that. I don't know. And then really quick, just so it's on film, The reason I started this review like I did was because at the beginning of several Goosebumps episodes, Mr. Stein would act like that, like, "Oh, hello, I didn't hear you come in," like just being nice, quiet, polite. So that's why I did that. Also, he was always wearing all black. Also, he made a cameo in the movie. You know, like quick 2-second thing, and it was cool, and I really appreciated that. And like really quickly after I saw the movie, you know, I looked into it, and he did appreciate, you know, like how good the movie was after he saw it. So just to see that he approved of the Goosebumps movies was pretty cool, I thought. And the book that I was reading at the beginning, Deep Trouble, was actually, I honestly think, the very first book that I ever read. You know, so, I mean, I'd be a lot different if it wasn't for Mr. Stein's work, and, you know, I appreciate what you've done, sir, and, you know, I wish you well in the future, and, you know, I just want to say thanks for thanks for doing what you do. You know, much love. So, I do apologize. This review wasn't very spooky, but it was personal, like a lot of my videos. So, until next time, guys, have fun, stay safe, and viewer beware. You're in for a scare. Dust. Sorry.